No.
No? All right. Welcome to Running Totally Free. I am Michael Clarke. This is Miss Heather Clarke, Mrs. Heather Clarke. You haven't seen me in any videos here recently.
We weren't sure if you'd remember his name.
So I've been a busy bee.
It's been a non-entity.
It's been a busy bee. We have a lot going on, so we were going to do an update episode of what's happening in the life of our little family here.
Yes.
You can find Heather at Running Totally Free in High Heels on Facebook. You can find yours truly at Running Totally Free.
I'm the one who never
Facebook.
stops talking and never stops posting of recent.
That's fantastic.
And he is the one who you probably haven't heard a whole lot of because he has been sitting in the dentist chair. So,
Although I have been writing a little bit the last few days that I've been stuck in the house.
Yes.
All right, so we're just giving a general where are they now in a snapshot of the life of the Clarke household.
Yep.
Would you like to start?
Well, we have been very faithful. I have to give us a pat on the back with our envelope system. And as you recall, I gave a little tutorial on how we have protected our envelopes in order to keep these guys from falling apart. I have transferred some of them into clips. And so I have a clip system that I now use in my my wallet.
You do?
So, yep. So you missed that one, didn't you? So toiletries and household and toiletries, miscellaneous, and I believe it's clothing, groceries, and blow money are all on clips, and they can be found in my wallet. That way I can use my beautiful wallet. And since I use those categories so much, I don't have to keep pulling them out of our big pink cooler. And that seemed to pique a lot of interest. I got a lot of views on that one. So I'm glad that that's been of help. And that is not in the clip system.
Which had a lot of views.
Yes, it did. And it's not an original idea. I heard Rachel Cruz talk about it on one of her YouTube channels, channel shows, or whatever you would call that. And it really is, it's a lot of fun. Michael met his, I guess his group, his team, sales team, met their bonus goal in the last quarter. And thank goodness they did, because we have come up against a lot of dental issues, as we have talked about, I think probably our last time that we actually were together on YouTube. And so in the past week or so, we have been using that money. It has propped up our medical, what do you call it, our health savings account. We've used up our health savings account. And
at the beginning of end of last year, I decided to sign up for the health savings account and to contribute $1,000 to that. I wish now I had contributed more than we did, because we've used up the entire $1,000. But thankfully we had set aside that $1,000, and that came in a big help.
We also had money that we put in a medication envelope, and so we were able to lean into that.
And we use that entirely as well.
Although we continue to contribute to that every time we have a pay period.
Yeah, but we've used
that every single time.
We've been using that up. Part of that money went to pay for the rear brakes on the van.
Part of the bonus money did.
Part of the bonus money did.
Yes.
And then
we had each child has needed some dental work. Abby had 2 teeth removed and needs a cavity filled. I had to have, I just yesterday had a permanent crown put on a tooth, which was years needing after years of not having had it done. And They tell us that Noah has 2 teeth that are coming in that are not moving, that should be coming in, and I'm not so sure how much I believe that. So we're praying over that, and we kind of pushed that date into July, and are still praying over whether or not we're just going to ask God to move those teeth down. We believe in miracles. So, and meanwhile, now this was Dental Week, just like kind of like Shark Week on Discovery Channel, and now Michael had to have teeth removed.
So a couple weeks ago, a wisdom tooth came in sideways and cracked the tooth in half that was next to it. And then I had a crown up here that became infected, abscessed, and it not only corrupted that tooth, the infection went into the tooth next to it. Even though we started on antibiotics at that point, the infection just took it out. So I was supposed to go in for surgery on Thursday, and they were going to take out the wisdom tooth and the one that cracked in half and the crown. So when we get there and they look at the x-rays, they say, okay, the one next to the crown, we can see the infection, got it. And then a wisdom tooth up here in the corner had to be taken too. So 2 wisdom teeth, the cracked tooth next to it, the crown, and the one next to it, unbelievably, all left my body.
5 teeth.
5 teeth. So that wound up costing $1,182.
Yeah.
Which we're not expecting. So we are dipping into our emergency fund right now because the costs of the procedure and then Heather's $540 ate up the rest of our $1,000 health savings account. We weren't factoring on Abby's, however much hers was, and then my teeth in addition. So that was a whole lot of unplanned stuff. And then in addition, the medications, 2 antibiotics, pain medicine, 800 milligram ibuprofen, Vicodin. So all stuff we didn't plan on and didn't have money for. So we're in a tough spot here where we're now dipping into the emergency fund and have to cover some of these expenses.
It's a very common theme for us, this whole health stuff. And I have to say, it's probably one of the ways that the enemy really tries to get to me, because I just see throughout our marriage that this is a way he attacks us and tries to discourage us, is by just bashing away at our finances through our health one way or another. And it just annoys me to tears.
Well, the one, we did practice some wisdom though. When we got that bonus, we were considering purchasing a second car because it's been hard having one car. And we looked at our situation and said, we saw
ahead.
At that time I hadn't gotten in to have my mouth checked. I knew what was going on with Heather's mouth and the kids' mouths. And I'm like, we can't. There's no way we can because we have these expenses coming up. Thank God we didn't.
We said we needed to be doing some adulting.
Yeah, so,
we did. We did some major adulting.
So we have, we're both still recovering. My face here is just swollen and it just kind of goes back and forth. What side is aching? Heather's face is aching as well. We have a little more than 2 weeks left in this quarter. And we're praying really hard that we hit our numbers and make this bonus because, money, we've got to replenish the $1,000 savings account.
Yes.
Noah, might need this dental work, which is gonna, $300 and something, I think, for that, right?
Yeah, and then Abby, I don't know, I'd have to look at the paperwork, and then Abby has a cavity that needs to be filled.
So, and then I have one next to one of the ones
needs to be done.
Bold, I have to have a buildup in crown. So, plus I'm just missing teeth. I don't know how the heck I'm ever gonna get the implants the guy was talking about. I just might be on a liquid diet for the rest of my life. So anyway, we really need this. We really need the bonus again.
And make friends
businesses-
with somebody who implants teeth.
Business is really, and a restaurant has slowed down with Memorial Day and kids getting out of school. So we really need to have a solid 2 weeks. So I'm praying for our restaurant and our team.
Yeah.
To be able to pull it through so that we have money, to replenish our emergency fund and pay for some other expenses that are coming up. So a car still is not going to happen.
Yeah.
Again. So.
However, I've been doing a whole lot of driving around because.
Yeah. So we've been using more gas money than we budgeted, but you tell the positive spin on that.
Well, actually, I wasn't going to tell a positive spin on that.
Oh, okay,
I was just going to
sorry.
say that I've been running a lot of errands, picking up medicine and doing errands for Michael, like getting his jackets dry cleaned and making sure he has enough. They're going to be ready by Monday morning. Making sure that he has the right foods to eat because he can't eat certain foods. And then, of course, we did do some dumpster diving or dumpster picking. And as you have seen, if you follow my blog, if you follow my Facebook page,
Running Totally Free in High Heels.
Running Totally Free in High Heels, we've done amazingly well, Noah and I. It seems to be something that we have taken a really deep interest in, and it's been such a blessing because it seems like God has provided for some very specific needs for our family through it, and so I'm grateful. I'm really, really grateful. I feel like God's hearing us, even in the little details of life. So that's been great. But we have been using gas to drive around. I don't know if we should talk about number 4 if you were comfortable with that.
Well, our tenants in our rental home are experiencing their own struggles right now. One of our tenants was ill for almost a month and was out of work. Her husband was out of work because he was caring for her. So now they're in a tough financial situation, which is becoming a tough financial situation for us. So we're really praying for them that their finances improve, because we're in a tough spot with that rental home right now. So we don't have the money to float it for another month. So we're praying they come through this month with.
Well, we're going to need to make a decision, because we're going to have to put the house up for sale, or find renters right away. Yeah,
but I don't think either of those save us. Like, we just need them to recover.
I understand that.
They've been good renters up until this point, and I don't think they wouldn't. This situation they wouldn't be in, and we wouldn't be in if it wasn't for illness. So I'm gonna take the viewpoint that we just got to pray for their finances until we see otherwise. Anyway, we just need prayers for their situation and our situation.
So one of the things we're really struggling with is that we're not having monthly budget meetings. As I've mentioned before, Michael's leave times to go to work have become earlier and earlier, and yet he is coming home later and later. So what's happening is, in the time that I would normally see him, he is going to work, and I'm having to try to slip in time to use the car to get things done, instead of what normally used to happen, which would be that we would run together, or maybe we'd have a minute to sit together and share lunch, have some kind of time to just touch base. So our family really has been disconnected, and we certainly have not been able to discuss just how finances are. So honestly, a lot of times our videos are long because this is the first time that we've actually had a chance to talk about our budget together, is right in front of you guys. So that is something we need to, you know, we're being honest and transparent with you here that we need to work on that more. And we know that you guys struggle with that too, and we certainly have not mastered that by any means. And it needs to become more important than it is.
It's something we need to sit with because gas prices have gone up. You're using the car now more than you did. We've got to find somewhere else in the budget to try to cut to come up with more gas money. So we need to sit down and have a meeting and look at everything and take a snapshot of where we're at and see where, you know, where we can make some changes, you know.
Yeah. So we've been trying to make do with what we don't have, since we don't actually have any money in our budget other than what we has already been given a name. We're using things that are free. Like I said before, we've been going dumpster diving, using things that people are throwing away and using that.
Maybe you might want to give people a little more.
Okay, well, I feel like I've explained that in the past in my Facebook posts, because I've been doing videos, but I'll explain it again. Dumpster diving is when a person will go into a like a company's dumpster behind a store. There are federal laws that say that a dumpster behind a building is considered public property unless there's a sign that says no trespassing or there is some kind of lock on the door. And I double checked according to Georgia laws to make sure that they went along with the federal laws. Sometimes there's conflict, and I get that. I'm all for that, for states' rights. And again, I found it confirmed that even in Georgia, any kind of dumpster diving, dumpster picking, depending on what you want to call it, is okay. And so we have been dabbling in that to see even if it was something that was real. And in fact found that, yes, there are things that just get thrown away because corporations don't have the time or desire, I guess, to find other uses for products.
What it seems like is that a lot of returns are not put back on the shelf. So people return things and some companies just throw them away.
And then there are products that are considered seasonal. Maybe they're a certain print or they have a certain use for like summer or spring or fall or winter, maybe for holidays, and then they're just considered unusable. So they don't want them in the store anymore.
So some of the stuff that you found is stuff that you would be a luxury to you, like stuff we wouldn't purchase because it wasn't in our budget. But that was, you know, these are no foodstuffs, but let's put it that way. There's stuff that Heather's found that really was a blessing. It was stuff that you would like to have and you couldn't afford to have. So we don't want to give specifics of where we're going, right? But Heather and Noah found some brand new things, some mildly used things, some things that might need just a touch of a repair or have an imperfection.
Some things that were still in shrink wrap. For whatever reason were thrown away.
So a lot of stuff
gets
thrown out. And anyway, there's all kinds of safety precautions along with that. I think we explained it enough so people have a general idea that we're not going to dumpsters looking for a thrown away sandwich or a half, eaten bagel.
I don't want anything like that. That disgusts me.
We're talking more like big box store stuff. All right.
So then the other thing too is that in order to save is that, like, for instance, Michael put up a picture of the outdoor homeschool room that he made. He had already asked permission from some of the construction workers who are still building homes in our neighborhood if it was okay for him to take pieces of wood and create what are those things called, pallets.
I put pallets as the base and
he
I
had
put
some
plywood on top of it.
He had some pieces from the restaurant that they were getting rid of. So we put all that together to make us an outdoor homeschool room, which was fantastic for us. And then part of the reason probably why we're going through some more gas is that in order to save money on clothing, the kids and I have been going out mostly on Saturday mornings, and we've been driving around going to garage sales. So I'll go on Craigslist and I'll scour all the garage sales and look for the most local ones, and I'll look at what they have, and I will text them about sizes so as not to waste as much gas as I possibly can. And as I've posted on many a very popular, what I want to say, post on YouTube, I've had many really successful garage sale hauls, so the gas has been worth it, and I've even
unbelievable.
purchased a couple even like birthday gifts and stuff. So to me, a 50-cent or dollar shirt, or pair of socks, or jeans, or whatever, a dress, it's totally worth it. So I'm working my hiney off right now. I'm so busy trying to find all these things in order, in the end, in the bigger picture, to stretch our cash envelope dollars for clothing for us.
The thing is, if you take $25 even for a child and you go to a store,
you just can't.
You might get maybe two things. $25 at a good garage sale. A couple weeks ago, we went to one, and virtually every single item for Abby was brand new with tags on it. Like just piles and piles of stuff. I don't remember what you spent, but whatever it was just unbelievable to be able to get that much clothing for her at such a low amount. That was a huge savings.
Yeah, really good quality clothes. So it's well worth it. The thing is, we still need to find more things to sell, because we, right now my frustration level is high in the house because I see practical things in our home, that we need just to make our house more of a home. The floors are a bit worn, the carpet's a bit worn. It'd be fantastic to have just an area carpet in the den and a coffee table, because I'm hosting 2 Bible studies at my house starting next week. One of them, which I will give a little advertisement for, is next Tuesday. I'll be hosting this Gideon Bible study at my home from 6:30 to 8:30 by Priscilla Shire. And if you're unable to attend, to come to my house, I will do a recap every Tuesday night. That's my goal. It's Tuesday night after the study. I hope that one of the members will join me, but if not, I'll just probably sit right where I am right now. And I will share with you what we discussed in that chapter. And so I'd be happy for you to join me. You don't have to get the book. If you just want to listen in on what it was about and be inspired, encouraged, that's great. If you want to use the book, terrific. I'm hoping that one of the members will share some of the insights God gave them as well, if I can get them to feel comfortable. So that's what I'll be doing, and I'm just trying to make it comfortable here at the house for them. So I'm just looking for a couple things I can do to tweak things at the house, and I'm just feeling a little frustrated, maybe more than a little frustrated. I'm nesting, people. And okay, so right now, because there's just not an end in sight with Michael moving on with his job, we're just trying to work in with the confines of his salary range, and be patient. So I don't want to keep going and going and going. I'd really been trying to make it a goal of keeping our YouTube channel chats shorter, so that they're short and sweet, and you will have something to chew on until the next time that we see you. We do, as I said to you the last time that I spoke, we do want to draw more of the spiritual aspect of running totally free into our time with you, and we have been actively discussing what that looks like as individuals and as a couple. So I don't want you to think that we've just dropped that altogether. We haven't, where we really are talking about it. So, that's coming, and we're excited about it. So We hope you all are doing great. If there's anything more you want to add.
No, just that we're trying to do, as many things at little or no cost as we can. We're, finding stuff, recycling stuff. Noah and I are going to work on a project tomorrow that will be for $0 again, and hopefully it'll succeed, and I'll be excited to talk about it if it does work.
Yeah, so we'll keep posting lots of pictures. When we can, we will chat with you on YouTube, whether it's together or individually, and we look forward to seeing you next week. And we'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Bye.